series. Next slice, number 3. We are on to our third record of the series. Okay, so this one is from Merlin, and it's entitled Immortal, 2019. So this band is on a smaller label based out of Kansas City. Cool little variant there. Called The Company, and they do a lot of stoner and sludge and doom and psychedelic kind of stuff. So this band is definitely a little bit more on the like traditional like doom side, but also has a few other things going for it. So if you were to take that whatever it's like Sabbath bass line, it's definitely rooted a bit more in like the 1970s. But they've got a saxophone, they got trumpet, they got accordion, they've got all these other sort of like secondary instruments that you would associate with like prog. So it's like a little bit that prog doom. So if you were to take that Sabbath and turn it, you know, throw in some Hawkwind or some Genesis or King Crimson, that would all be there for you as well. But I think all of that, there's your company logo, works well from a band from Kansas City, given its sort of history with the blues and jazz. So, you know, you think Kansas City, like Charlie Parker or Count Basie, are a really important influence in terms of the history of the musical contribution from the area. And the reason I bring that up is this band understands something that was implicit within the blues and jazz that works well for doom. And that may seem like kind of a leap. There's a couple of moments on this where they kind of get a little bit jam oriented, like a jam band, whatever, in the sense that there's like these instrumental sort of additions that come in once they find like a heavy doom sort of riff to just ride on for a little bit. But we're talking about like 2 minutes at the most. This isn't like 30-minute long jam band stuff, right? So if that association scares you, I totally understand, but don't get the wrong idea. This is still very much a doom band that is just doing a great job bringing in sort of the Kansas City musical tradition and into a doom, 1970s doom kind of prog context. It also, I can't like help but feel like in the same sense the vocals and that prog side brings in a kind of vocal personality that reminds me a little bit of Purification today, which probably has roots in something like Reverend Bizarre from the past. It's almost like a little bit of a good time, like a party. At least I get the impression when they're recording this record, like it's a full house and everyone is enjoying themselves. Playing some just really heavy tunes, but also having someone who's a talented, you know, saxophone, or trumpet, or all those sort of instrumental pieces that will come into a metal context or a doom, hard, heavy rock context and bring their own sort of flair. Probably is something that is enjoyable to actually record and play. I haven't seen them live or anything like that, but given the kind of like energy that comes off this record, I definitely get the impression that they're having a good time recording it. And a bit, lighthearted going. They got this like really cool album cover. Here's your wizard and this giant dragon. There's like a gloss. I don't know if you can catch that on the light there. But probably my favorite band out of this from this label, the company, which is still around and kicking to my knowledge. They've got a lot of bands that play, you know, like I mentioned before, almost like a smaller version of Relapse to some degree. Like, it doesn't have the extreme metal side, but if you're picking up everything from like Inter Arma to Monolord to things of that nature on Relapse, the company is going to be a great independent record label to check out. If you like heavy tunes, most of their Instagram account is a lot of not only their releases, but conversations surrounding marijuana and all that. So if you're into that scene, this is going to be a great label for you. Here, based in the US, doing a lot of just heavy doom and psychedelic stuff. So this was a discovery that came through as a consequence of my radio show, and I was trying to find local bands or regional bands, and they're just over there right across the way in Kansas City, Missouri. But something different in terms of the lineup that I'll be talking about today, in terms of more modern takes on doom, which essentially start, 1980s. This is definitely has far more roots in the 1970s. So different in terms of its historical sort of where it's pulling from with its influences, but nonetheless really good. So that is our third record here for this series, and I'm going to move on. Number 4, I'm working on this Pumpkin Pie. At this point, I'm like almost halfway through, and I'm still feeling very confident that we can make this happen. So we'll see. If I if I feel like I'm gonna die, I may, I'll let you know if things turn south. But otherwise, I'm feeling good about this now. Enjoying my doom metal records. Back to number 4 here soon.